Well, technology issues going on.
It says it's now webinar is now streaming live on YouTube.
There we go. Must have just kicked in. So we're good.
Okay. And like I said, past performance is not indicative of future results. In my opinion, you can really find out quick when people do the work and educate themselves. In a market like this, before it was just like throwing darts, bop, 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 like that. Now it's up to you, the trader, to really force yourself to learn things. Things like what time to look at the market, what is happening out there that you don't know that could affect your trade or your stock. These are the kind of things that I think that we're able to bring to a lot of people. And I know that, I try to focus on the strat. I got a lot of programs, but I try to focus on strategies that are going to pay you. And right now, the weekend side hustle strategy's got a off the chart percentage winning. The 25-cent trader, find time for a dime's over the top. And my TNT is by far, as people say, the best program I've had in 25 years. If you want direct access to me, it's the best way to get it. I start out in the morning early and I put out what I think for the day and then figure out how to make money off what I said. Every day I do that. In my opinion, that is a way to have direct access. I talked to a lot of customers today and it was fun talking, got some good suggestions. And these are some of the questions that I was asked. Where do you focus? Well, you focus on learning time of day, time of week. You focus on having the right tools, and you focus on listening from Sunday night to the finish. That's the best way to focus. Now, this is a chart, and as you can see, starting on July 31st, Trump went below 50% and Harris went the other way. So you had a swing on what the odds makers were saying who's going to win the election. That was the start of what I would say the dream trade, meaning, or the end of it, because what happened coming in August, it's always a shaky month to start. And this time of year in an election year gets a little shaky. And that's what you're seeing right here played out in this chart. But this is the next chart really identifies for you. And I told y'all about this website. The next chart, do you see where it crossed right there? That was showing, Jonathan, right there. Right there where it crossed from Trump took a nosedive and Harris took an up dive. Everybody see that? Right there. Yep. That was coinciding with the sell-off that started the last 2 days. So you got to ask yourself, why did the market sell off when it looked like Trump was a shoe-in? And why did it sell off when it made a nosedive where the odds? Why did the market collapse? Nobody on Financial Network is going to tell you what I'm telling you. I'm telling you this is why. Because what they're saying is that if this would continue, Harris would keep winning, we're in for a depression. That's what they're telling you. And that's what the money people in the world are telling you around the globe. America better get informed, okay? Because that chart there tells everything, okay? Any questions about this chart last 7 days? I wanted to show it to you because I thought I follow it every day. And I gave you the website. I just noticed Jonathan posted. Any questions about this website? Nobody's going to show you this. I'm going to show it to you. You know why I'm going to show it to you? because it affects how much money you can make or lose. Anyway, that's a pretty good chart, and I'd keep up with it as we go further. When it crosses back above, that's when this market, if it does cross back above, and I believe it will, okay, when people open their eyes, I think you'll see the market take off again. That's what I think. We'll see. Okay. But follow this chart. We're in that period now. You got to pay attention. Okay. And hey, on TNT, I will keep you informed. Every day I make a comment about what's happening, how it's affecting the market. That's extra there. Now join YouTube, T-Buzz TNT. It's a great way to learn about the market, okay? And anyway, take a look. Get notifications if you're on YouTube and get to come here and do that. I tell anybody learning options, put this, print this off, keep it in front of you. It'll help you understand strategies, okay? We have customer service, so you get a lot of questions answered from 10 to 1 each and every day. Go to dtitrader.com/help. Now, most people, and I mean 95% of people, probably lost their butt this week. Wouldn't you say? When you say that? Because of what happened in the market. Let's see what we did here at DTI. What did we do, Jonathan? Explain. Look at that, 26% return on a Google short. How about that one? Nobody else did this. We did it. That's TNT. Lost a little bit on Gilead. Market cratered. I got out. NVIDIA picked up a 8.5% return on that trade. Not bad. American Express, 22% return. Think about American Express. When I was trading American Express, it was up around 254, 55. It's at 231 right now. You see how much a great stock like that has fell this week? You better be listening to me when it comes to the market, because I'll get you on the right side. Ask people who's been with me 10, 15, 20 years. I'm not being cocky about it, but I am confident. XLE, that was a trade we took a loss on. But then, what did we do? Made most of it back. That's what I do. Lemons to lemonade, sometimes in the same trade, sometimes staying with the trend. Okay. A SPY turned into a loss. How about the old 10 center right there? 1,000 turns into 2,000, or 1,000 turns into almost 3,000. That's quite a move. 10-cent trader, pat yourself on the back. Next week ought to have some more. QQQ, 8% on that one. How about that one? This was an all services trade. I told everybody this morning in the earnings class, I said, guys, I was teaching yesterday during the big sell-off. And so I had to wait to 12 o'clock to get a fix on what to do because I was sitting there teaching. I didn't want to stop from teaching. Turned around, made a huge trade. Eric made 363% on that trade. Way to go, Eric. Not bad. And folks, I'll do this from time to time. Don't expect it every week. But when I get a market like this that turns so fast, rather than go to the services, I try to help everybody make some money that's my subscribers. And that's what this is, okay? Nobody does this. I do it, okay? Or it'd be a premium. Like, remember, anybody ever go to Las Vegas to play blackjack where you can buy insurance? Remember that, where you buy insurance on blackjack? Maybe we ought to sell the all services trade as insurance. No, I do it to help you, and I do a good job. AMD 53 turned that into a loss. Debit call, knows I just got out of it, eat it. XLK turned that in a loss. 60% return on XLK. How about that with turnaround? Pretty cool, huh? Where I flipped from being long to being short because the market told me. That was probably my best switcheroo trade all week, I would say. Okay? Didn't hesitate when I did it. 65% return. Gotta love it. Now, this is something I've been telling people that ask questions, okay? Okay? DTItrader.com/WP, right there, white papers. This is your homework assignment. I can tell sometimes the way you ask questions if you've done your work. Read this over the weekend. Everybody got it? Tell me you got it. Take the time. Don't get caught next week if things are fast and furious and you don't know this stuff. It's free. It's right there for you. Now, this is something that I had working that is really dead in the ground with the big rally we had, but I held on to it. And today, I do this from time to time. They're called pocket puts. I got a put working out there, 3 months out there, pay about 50 cents for it. Today, the thing came back alive. What did I do? I took down half the short, and I've got a ratio of 2 to 1 headed to the downside. I think people that's been with me for years love my pocket put strategy because I always got something in my pocket if this thing turns on a dime. No matter how bullish I am, I do this. I call it like an insurance, okay? That thing was dead in the water, but we breathed life into it like a cat, okay? Now, times of day to check the market. I'm going to simplify it. 10, 12, and 2. Write that down. Set your alarm. That's when you, for sure, are to check your positions and things like that. Well, Leonard, I'm sorry. You're a new subscriber. You'll catch the next one. The 72-hour rule. Folks, sometimes you got to take it upon yourself. And this is a question you ought to ask yourself with options. Okay? Are y'all ready? Here's the question. If I give you an option position and you're not making money after 72 hours and you don't know what to do, the next time I'm live, you ought to ask me. Well, I can do something about it. But if you wait until the last 4 or 5 days of an expiration, I can't help you. It's in the graveyard. 72 hours. It's on you to check and make sure it's doing what we thought it was going to do. Everybody understand this is so important. Don't ask me on a 20-day option on the 4th day. Hey, what do you want me to do with this trade? It's in the graveyard. 72 hours with options is my rule. Any questions about how to do that? If you got any questions, that's when you ask questions. Okay? 3 days. I can do something with 3 days. Can't do anything in the last 3 days. They're options. Stock, yes, but not options. Okay? Now, how do you find out what I'm thinking every day? Anybody know? How would you find out if you wanted to hear what I think? Maybe you don't want to hear what I'm thinking. Maybe you like to play with a gun to your head and spinning this Russian roulette. Okay? Everybody's typing in that knows the answer. Join TNT. TNT is how I put word out to everybody every day. I put out the magic 5 stocks I'm focusing on each and every day. Today, I gave some good ones, and but I do that every day. It's there waiting on you when you wake up, no matter what time you wake up. If you get up early like me, you'll get it pretty early, way before the market's going. And then I keep you updated all day long. How much is that worth to you to know that? Is it worth $200 a month to get that kind of information? What if I give you trades that pay you about $2,000 or $3,000 for being a member? Is that worth it? Pivot numbers. I give you a pivot number every day. Be in TNT when Sunday comes around. If you're not a member of TNT, get joined. I'll get you in. It's a Telegram, TNT, and I'll get you on the right side of the market. Go to T-Buzz Talk and Trade at TNT, and easy to join, 200, quit anytime. There it is right there. Jonathan, I got done pretty quick. Let's go to a live market in 10 minutes. Let everybody have time to get joined, okay? Let everybody have time to get joined. I'll come back in 10 minutes. We're going to look at this market. The last 30 minutes together. If you got any questions, ask them. I'll answer them when I get back. We're going to have some fun next week because let me tell you, I don't care which way the market goes. I'm playing it tight and I'm trying to take advantage of it the best way I know how and to help you. So let me stop right now and I'll be back in 9 minutes and 39 seconds. Got any questions, typing in there. All right, let's go to a real market. Bring up the roadmap, put the E-mini in there, please. All right, we're going to draw a few lines on this chart to sort of explain. Draw a line at the low, 53.32. Draw a line at 53.12, which is the average of the last 3 years in August from the opening price down. And he'll put a line at 53.12. Draw a line at today's opening price. Let me give it to you real quick if you need it. You got it, okay. And draw a line at yesterday's opening price, which is the monthly open. So, does everybody see those 4 key lines that he has there? Does everybody have that? Pay attention. Does everybody see it? That sort of tells you where the current state of the market is going into Monday. My audio's not good. Does everybody hear me okay?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sign out and sign back in. Okay. Now, let's go to a 30-minute. You got a 30-minute? That's what we're in right now. This is our last bar, okay? Right? This is our last bar.
Yep.
Okay. So the market here, it actually will trade to about 5 o'clock Eastern. Okay. And that's the last bar. That's the E-mini. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Okay, the NASDAQ. Draw a line at today's low. Draw a line at today's opening. Draw a line at yesterday's opening, which was the monthly open. My rule is if you're below the monthly open, you got to be thinking down. I start there each and every month. Write that down, Jonathan, in the transcript. My rule. Okay. And I evaluate stocks the same way. So that's the E-mini and NASDAQ. All right. Now let's go to MTI and look at MTI. Let's look at it on a daily chart, on an hourly chart, on a 15-minute chart, and on a 5-minute chart. and I'm going to simplify it for you. But if you look at the daily, we got a red arrow in force. Everybody see that red arrow? Show it to it, Jonathan. On the daily. It's basically telling us market should not be bought. Okay. Now let's go to an hourly chart. You had to spread it out to get there or find out where there is. You could right click and maximize it and they can see it. Yeah, there it is. Did everybody see that error on the hourly? So you're negative on the daily, you're negative on the hourly. Let's go to a 15-minute chart. Red arrow is controlling on a 15-minute. Let's go to a 5-minute chart.
Chart over there to the right.
Huh?
Yeah, it's the chart over there to the right.
Notice we don't have a red arrow control. We've got a green arrow. So once that closes after 5 minutes, you're going to get a red arrow, right, Jonathan?
That's what it should do. Yep. There it goes. Just popped up.
So you got nothing to write home about here going into the close. Does everybody see how I took the roadmap and integrated with MTI to know exactly what to be doing? Opens your eyes, don't it, when you look at these tools. Y'all probably have these tools, but you got to learn to use them. Jonathan, when do you do training on all that?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 4:15 to 5, except not next week, of course. We'll be down in Jacksonville.
Now, I'm going to show people that join my futures training how to integrate what I showed you today and make money with futures. And so get in TNT and put up the $1,000 and get the free training for the next 60 days. You're going to love it. Everybody know what I'm talking about there? I think we got our first class on Tuesday. We'll do it at 10:30 Monday, 10:30. Hold it. When are we going to do it, Jonathan? We said Monday, or we're going to do, is it Tuesday or Monday? I forget.
On Tuesday.
Huh?
Tuesdays.
Tuesday. We'll do it Tuesday. We got Connected Dots at 10:45. We'll do it at 10 o'clock for futures training into Connected Dots. 10:40. We'll do it at 10 on Tuesday. That's the way we're going to roll it. So futures is coming. I'll show you how to make money with D-Mini off what I just showed you today. The $1,000 you put up will be totally refundable unless you decide to do a face-to-face with me later on. I'll take the demand and schedule classes from that. How do they subscribe to the futures trading education? He'll put a link in there. But I'd encourage you to be in TNT, because in there is where I'm going to really show you the power of TNT once I get people trained.
We've got Jeffrey and Kelly here today that can help you out.
Are they here? They have their email. It's Sondrack at DTI Trader and Barb at DTI Trader.
Yeah, they'll post their email for everybody.
Type your name and email and phone number if you want to get signed up where it's easy peasy that way. 60 days of free training. You just got to post $1,000 bond, so to speak, for me to do it. I think after you've been with me 60 days, you'll be like I am. You'll be very passionate about futures. I've already trained one of the students in a beta test, and she's really getting good. Really getting good. Other night, she made like $800 trading the micro. I think that's pretty good. Go back to the roadmap and let's look at this last bar, see how it's developing. What's the high of Genesis on that NASDAQ, Jonathan?
18,629.
What's the low of this range so far?
The low of the current reference bar is 18,476.
The things have a pretty good range, hasn't it? Where's lows 476? What's the high so far?
Well, the high of the
This
reference
bar?
bar is 575. So 100 points.
Goodness gracious.
I would say
Did you
so.
say they're nervous?
That's a quarter of the 14-day range, average range, all in less than 30 minutes.
I would say they're nervous, Jonathan. Where'd this bar open, Jonathan?
Reference bar open is 553.
Dave asks, is it more important to look at the E-mini or NASDAQ in this situation? I think you got to look at both, Dave, but right now I'm sort of focused on the NASDAQ because it's sort of leading here in the last hour. I mean, you're down 2.7% on the NASDAQ today. That's pretty strong. You got 13 and 15, 28 minutes to go into the quick trading. No, they don't quit anymore, do they? Got an hour. They trade to 5 o'clock, don't they, Jonathan?
Yes, they do.
I don't know. Can you make that chart bigger? That's about as big as you can make it, isn't it?
Yeah, I was trying to include the month open line up there, but if you just remember the month open is On the NASDAQ, 19,593, good bit up there. We can make the chart larger. You're just missing your month open line.
All right, here's a test question. What's the most important opening you got to remember during the month? Most important opening. That's right, the monthly open. I write it down in my notebook because that way I always know what it is. I mean, think about how much this NASDAQ's down since what month open came from, let's see, today's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Rochelle, I know it's the first of the month, but it happens, the first happens the night before the second. So actually, it's the 31st. Yeah, look at the roadmap showing up there on the metrics, all those key numbers over there. I think Rochelle's trying to be funny today, Jonathan. Right there is the quickest and best. All right, go back to MTI, Jonathan, see if there's any green arrows showing up anywhere on the NASDAQ.
I don't see any green arrows. In fact, we just got a new red arrow on the 5-minute.
We're able to get into our weekend side hustle. No, I like all of it. I like here's what I like. Write this down. I like the daily, the hourly, the 15-minute, and the 5-minute. One of my favorite stocks is about to really go lower, and that's AMD. If it breaks, I'd say 130.40, it's going to go a lot lower. Jonathan, what did you learn this week?
Listen to Tom.
That's a good answer.
I learned that predicted.org in the presidential election race.
That's pretty eye-opening, that isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, type in one thing you're walking away with this week that you learned that you didn't know when you started the week. Type in one thing. Type in that one little thing. That's right, Laura. That's good. That was good. Huh? Keith Anderson, act fast. Andrea, you got it right. She says you can, I'm going to do it my own words. You can erase a lot of sins catching one of Tom's QQQ trades. Rich said the 72-hour watch it. That's good. Claudine. Claudine is, I'm calling her the philosopher. Claudine, the philosopher Brown. She said something this week in another meeting, and it was really great. Steve made a couple trades off MTI, both winners. He's a new student. Let me teach you something else, Jonathan. Throw the E-mini in there on a throw the E-mini in there on a 5 minute.
Okay, the 5 minutes over there on the right side.
See how the E-mini's got a green arrow there? Everybody see that? That's in conflict with the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ right now is still on a red arrow. What does that mean? That means you're probably going to see some up and down action. If you were short or whatever, you'd be thinking maybe I ought to take some off. That's what it tells me. All right, go back to the roadmap. All right, put two charts side by side, E-mini and NASDAQ. I want to show them something.
S&P on the left, NASDAQ on the right.
What do you see about both those charts right now? You got a little squeeze going into the close. Notice at the top of the bar, where would resistance be on the E-mini? You'd go look at that lower blue bar. What's the low of that blue bar, Jonathan? 85? That one there, yeah. What is it?
That, yeah, 85, 86.
That's where your resistance is. If you look at the NASDAQ, it's at the low of that same blue bar right now. Does everybody see that? So the NASDAQ starts going higher, it's going to pull the E-mini up. That's the way I read it. And you got 2 minutes to go to the cash closes. Then you get a new bar. Jonathan, will you bring up MTI now? Put MTI into the MT or NASDAQ in, put it in. NASDAQ, yeah. Still red arrow. 15 minutes, still got a red arrow. But now you got, is that a green arrow there at the very end?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And look at the bottom. Everybody see that number? Go to the top of the chart at 18503. It would have to go below that to kill that green arrow. Does everybody see that? I use those numbers at the top. They're, I'm a numbers trader, and you can see that below that it turns it. Greg, I'm buying it back at 77 cents, right, Jonathan?
That's the target on the XSPR and Condor, correct?
Yep. Does everybody see that 503 number? This is very important here at the end of the day. You got a 550 and a 503. If you see it break there at the end of the day, that's in agreement with the daily trend, and that argues for probably a weaker opening Sunday night. If it's above 550, you're probably going to get some buying Sunday night. There goes the bell. Let's see what they do. It's going to be fun to watch. Y'all mind staying another few minutes and see how it comes out? This is fun for me. Yeah, Greg makes a good point. Genesis bar, and go back to the roadmap. Circle the Genesis bar on the E-mini and on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's weaker than the two. It looks to me like that the market had some short coverage into the close, okay, going into the weekend. That's the way I read it. Yeah, the NASDAQ could trade to 5 o'clock and the E-mini will trade to 5 o'clock. All right, let's look at TLT. We did a TLT trade. Throw that in there. TLT. There's TLT. Okay, made a high today. All right. Let's look at TLT on MTI. Definitely bullish on the daily. 5 minutes. Is that a red arrow over there? I can't see. Yeah, it's a little red arrow there on the 5 on TLT right there. You don't have a red arrow on the 15-minute though, do you?
No, we're still above the white lines on the 15-minute.
Well, it's been a pleasure working with everybody this week. Study those white papers. Beef up. Sunday night, we'll kick it off again. I'm sometimes amazed, honestly, when I look at that weekly summary of what we do. I don't remember any of those trades, but I'm amazed just because we follow that process, just how good it is. Carol, in your futures trade, if you want to trade about 2,000 is all you need. Because we'd trade the micro if we traded. Jonathan, why don't you 403, put up the slide where they can join TNT in the futures class. We'll come back, wrap up the last 5 minutes. That's 7 minutes. We'll come back and finish it up. Thanks, Claudine. That makes me feel good. We work hard at it. Now we're not perfect. We got to work at it, but we try to stay on the right side of history. I'll be back for the final words. I enjoy this weekly wrap up when I can do it.